Hello, my name is Joseph. This is not my hat, but this is my vlog. So you may be wondering why I'm wearing a Jester hat on my head, and it's because I want to talk about a very serious topic, but I want to do it in a kind of light-hearted fashion, and this was the only way I could think of doing it. It's probably not going to be a very efficient way, but we'll see how it goes. So in the world we have this thing called economics. Economics is like this way people make money and spend money, and then it all goes in a kind of a circle, which eventually results in, everything working. It's how we have YouTube, it's how we have films, it's why we have an industry, it's why we have trains that go through and fro places. It's because money. Money makes the world go round. Unfortunately, it isn't love, despite what a lot of people would tell you. Now, Ireland has had a very bad run of things when it comes to economics. We kind of had a house market that collapsed. We then had no backup plan. We're really bad at this whole economics thing. So currently we're in this little kind of thing called a recession. Now this recession has been going on for too long. Everyone's getting bored. It was interesting the first couple of months, but then everyone got bored of it. And what's happened with the recession is the government has decided to cut a lot of spending and increase taxes, and that's counter to what you're actually meant to do in a recession. Now I don't have an economics degree, but even I can tell you that if I have less money to spend, I'm not going to spend it. Okay, if you increase taxes, I'm going to spend my money on less things because I have less money. That's why you don't increase taxes when there's an economic recession, you reduce them. However, our government is bad. I think most governments are bad on this. I heard that the Americans did it as well, and I don't know about Greece, but I'm guessing, sure, they probably tax 100% of their income, because, how else could their market be in such a horrible state? Getting back on topic, the reason I want to talk about Ireland and the recession today is because currently there is a strike. Or, well, there isn't a strike anymore because the day is kind of over. It's like nighttime, it's really late. It's like 10:30, it's actually not that late, but it's late enough. There is no longer a strike going on because everything has kind of stopped working anyway. And tomorrow there will also be a strike going on. This is a thing that's kind of annoying me because what's happened is the Irish Rail has gone on strike. The company in charge of the entirety of the rail system of Ireland, all of this Slinky is the rail system. That is how much of it is in control of. The entire Slinky. Not like the yellow bit, but the entire Slinky. It's ridiculous. They've all gone on strike, and that means that no one is able to go to work properly if they take the train under normal circumstances, which means that the economy slows down and everyone kind of hates the people going on strike because they can't get to work. So the purpose of having a strike is that you kind of get your message out to the public. You get them to know that what's going on and that you're being ill-treated. However, by having a strike where you don't do your job, where your job is necessity for everyone else to do their job because they rely on the train transport, it means that people are going to hate you. They're not going to take your side, they're going to see you as the bad guys. Now, famously, several years ago, there was an Irish Rail strike where instead of standing outside and not doing their work, what they did was they did their job, but they didn't charge anyone a dime or a nickel or a penny or whatever freaking currency we were using back then. The Irish pound, ladies and gentlemen, it existed. So they didn't charge anyone any money to use the trains for that entire day. It was really good. Everyone loved them for it and was like, oh my god, it's free. But it's because they're not doing their job because they're so angry at everything. So that's what I'm talking about. The Irish Rail have gone on strike. They're not doing work anymore. They're making everything harder for other people to do work. They're putting a strain on the already stretched slinky of the economics of Ireland. The Irish Rail are putting a strain on the already stretched slinky of the economics that is Ireland. Playing with these things relaxes me. Back on topic. So Irish Rail is actually reacting to a situation that they've been put in. The people are angry. They want So Irish Rail is reacting to a situation they've been put in. The people are angry. They want fairness. They want to be treated fairly in the environment that they work in. It's understandable. I want to be treated fairly in the environment that I work in. And the government owns Irish Rail. They own Dublin Bus and they own Bus Air, and they own a lot of the transport companies because no one else is willing to put up with the price of them. And neither is the government, apparently, because they've been cutting spending in those places all over Ireland. There is not a single service industry that the government runs that hasn't had its budget cut. very, very significantly. And they've all kind of had enough. There's been at least 5 threats in the last year of going on strike from Irish Rail, Bus Air, and Dublin Bus, and now they're actually doing it. You think after the last loads of threats that, the government would get the idea, but apparently they haven't. Now, I'm not in the habit of pointing fingers. It's not really my place. I'm just an average concerned citizen of this country. Well, I don't think I'm actually average. I mean, look, come on, I'm wearing a Jester hat for YouTube. I'm not average at all. But still, I think the government is doing something wrong if they're not listening to these complaints. I understand that they don't have enough money to cover everything, but if Irish Rail goes on strike like they have again, this is just going to be disastrous for the entire country. There's going to be a lot of losses in money, resources for not only the government, but for businesses all over the place. There's so much that's going to be lost, left, right, and centre. There are small businesses in the different train stations that run off revenue generated from people who are actually using the trains. These people are going to suffer heavily from the trains not running because no one's going to be shopping in their small little shops. These people are not at fault, the government is. But Irish Rail is setting up picket lines the only place that they can, which is outside of the train stations. I'm going to adjust this way and say, I don't know what the solution is. I just wanted to rant at someone, and YouTube, you seemed like the perfect target for a rant. I'm going to leave you some outtakes, and hopefully things will get better. I'll see you again sometime. Try it. Oh, fuck, how do I put this thing on? Okay. I'm not an economicist. Economic. Bleh. Now the purpose. La la la. Purple. This is a metaphor that just suddenly came to me while I was doing this. This is making me 50 outtakes. Oh my god, it's a tiny long. It's a big spider. Yeah. I'm not afraid of spiders, but it's big. It's scary. Where'd the spider go?
So you're not afraid of it,
but it scares
you.
I don't have arachnophobia, but it was huge and surprised me. I was making a video and I felt vulnerable.